Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel, welcome to the newcomers if you are new. Today we'll be looking at one of the very basic techniques in Aikido, the Ryote-dori tenchinage, so the heaven-earth movement. And we'll show you a demonstration, we'll explain the technique, I will also talk about some potential variations that are interesting to practice at the end of the video. So stay with us until the end and you'll learn some interesting things. For the basic variant of the Ryote-dori tenchinage, the footwork is very easy. I will step a little bit to the side of uke, so forward diagonally to the side of uke with the front foot. And then I will do another step with the back foot, getting closer to my front foot and then going diagonally again a little bit behind the uke while applying the tenchinage projection. Okay, so for the Ryote-dori tenchinage, I will show the first opening for the technique from two sides, so that you can see one hand, the other hand, and then maybe also moving a bit towards the camera, so that you can see a little bit the angles, the diagonals that we are moving on. And then we'll go into a variation and an interesting way of exploring this technique at the end. Okay, so stay tuned until the end, you'll see an interesting exploration around this technique. So the first thing is we have a Ryote-dori attack. We are mirroring the position. And for the Ryote-dori tenchinage, the name of the technique translates as heaven and earth. So we have the earth part going down, and we have the heaven part going up. Okay, and I do this with a step diagonally to the side of the uke. So I want to get to the side of the uke, open up with two spirals, and get the balance, the center line of the uke. So the principle behind the technique is actually the spirals, these two spirals that are moving around the center line of the uke and twisting the center line of the uke so that he can lose balance. What I like to do here is one way of practicing this technique to get really a fine movement, a fine connection on both sides is to start off with one hand only, with one side. So I can practice the entry here, stay straight. So I can practice the entry here, I want to make a kind of spiral movement which would end on the tatami between and behind the feet of the uke. So as you can see, this is already impacting the balance of the uke here. Now if we change sides, now this is the lower arm, this is the one which goes up. For the one which goes up, it's also a spiral movement which goes around the uke here and brings the upper part of uke's center line to the side and back. Okay, and it also takes the balance here, as you can see. Now, one thing which is important is I don't want to go around here and push, because when I start pushing here, there is a resistance. It creates a resistance. I want to go on top and on the inside and towards the face. So the thing is, because I'm going towards the face, uke will not let go, because if Sandra lets go here, it's immediately a strike because I have already the energy towards the face. So the uke will make sure that he holds on. That's clear. I don't need to push. For this reason, I don't need to push, and because I'm on the inside, not on the outside, not pushing, but directing it towards the face, there is less resistance, but the uke is holding on to the wrist. Okay, so let's have a look maybe now with a movement a little bit slightly towards the camera, like this. So the first step goes diagonally to the side, with both hands, one moving up, one moving down, with a spiral movement. And as the uke is about to lose the balance, I will enter with the other leg, with the other foot, get it close to my foot, which is already here, and then go slightly towards the uke. Not completely behind, I don't want to block, I don't want to cut, but there's just a little bit of energy going into it, into the uke, okay? One way we explain it to the kids, in the kids class, which is also interesting, for the upper arm, it's about, so let's do it like this. It's about showing a photo or a picture, an image. So as I go here, I want to present a photo to the uke, okay? So the uke is looking at the photo, and then I can put the photo almost into the face, as you can see. So this is a funny way which the kids memorize easier than a serious explanation. Okay, now on the variation of the technique. So, of course, we can do the technique in Kino Nagare. So we practice it from static. We learn it from static, from Kihon. We can practice it in Kino Nagare with a straight entry. So, as Sandra is attacking, I will just go to the side and send her away. So reverse her energy, or pivot her energy and send her away. If the uke is coming in with a lot of energy and maybe you are a little bit late to do the straight direct entry for the technique and so on, you can start by opening up with a tenkam. So I can actually, let's do it slowly. I can actually open up here, going directly on the inside, and then once the uke has turned, enter into a step. So let's do it in a flow. Now, there is one more thing I was talking about, it's the interesting exploration. And this is doing this technique more in a very receptive way. So usually when we start from the static, we have the tendency to go into the active directly, right? But this technique can be also practiced in a very receptive way, where I let the uke come in, but I do the spirals at the same time. Okay, so I invite the uke into the movement. I don't enter directly with the spirals, but I kind of move a bit to the side and invite. And you can see that as I invite, it takes already the balance of uke, and I can invite and still spiral it around into the tenchinage. So let's do it once again in a fluid way. So here, and as I get the tenchinage normally, I can release it into a projection. Okay? So, hope you enjoyed the explanations. Thanks for watching, and see you again in another video.